Welcome to Raggedy Ass Bitch TV, a podcast that's basically just me describing your life back to you. I'm your host, and today we're going to the grocery store, not physically because gas is expensive, but mentally we're going deep. Let's talk about all the lies we tell ourselves while we're trying to adult in the produce section. All right, so picture this. You walk into the grocery store with good intentions. You've got a list, you've got a budget, you've got a plan. You tell yourself, I'm going to eat healthy this week. I'm going to meal prep. I'm going to be responsible. That lasts approximately 4 minutes because the moment you hit the produce section, the delusion kicks in. You start picking up vegetables you have never cooked in your life. Kale? You grab kale? Why? You don't know. You've never eaten kale. You don't even like kale. But you saw someone on TikTok put it in a smoothie, so now you're convinced you're going to do that too. Spoiler alert, you're not. And it's not just the kale. It's the asparagus, the Brussels sprouts, the fancy mushrooms that cost $7 for like 3 of them. You're out here shopping like you're a chef, like you're about to go home and whip up a gourmet meal. But we both know what's really going to happen. That kale is going to sit in your fridge for 2 weeks until it turns into a liquid. You're going to feel guilty every time you open the fridge and see it slowly dying. And then one day, you're going to throw it away and pretend it never happened. And this is the circle of life. And you know what's wild? It's not just about buying vegetables you won't eat. It's about buying vegetables you don't even know how to cook. You pick up a butternut squash. You have no idea what to do with a butternut squash. You don't even know how to cut a butternut squash without losing a finger. But it looks healthy. It looks like something a person who has their life together would buy. So into that cart it goes, and then you get home, and that butternut squash sits on your counter for 3 weeks, just sitting there, judging you, reminding you of your failures. And eventually to get soft, and then it starts to get spots. And then you finally throw it away, and you feel like you've committed a crime against nutrition. But here's the thing. You bought it with good intentions. You wanted to be the kind of person who roast butternut squash for dinner. You're just not that person yet. And maybe you never will be. And that's okay. And then there's the herb situation. Oh my God, the herbs. You're looking at a recipe that calls for fresh cilantro, and you think, okay, I can do this. I'll just buy some cilantro. So you go to the store and you buy a huge bunch of cilantro, way more than the recipe needs. And you use like 3 leaves, maybe 4 if you're feeling fancy. And the rest, it sits in your fridge, slowly wilting, slowly turning into a sad, slimy mess. And you keep seeing it every time you open the fridge. And you keep thinking, I should use that cilantro. I should make something with that cilantro. But you never do. And then 2 weeks later, you throw it away, along with the parsley you also bought and never used, and the basil that's now completely black. It's like a graveyard of intentions in your drawer. But here's what really gets me. We know we're not going to use all these vegetables. We know we're going to waste money. But we keep doing it every single time. Because in that moment, in the grocery store, we believe in ourselves. We believe in the idea of ourselves as healthy, organized, meal prepping adults. We're not buying kale, we're buying a fantasy. But the lies don't stop there. Oh no. Next, you hit the snack aisle. And this is where things get dangerous. Because you tell yourself, I'm just going to get one thing, just a little treat. I've been good, so I deserve to treat myself to something tasty, something delicious, something that hits the right spot. And so, you see the chips and the cookies and the candy, and suddenly your cart looks like you're preparing for the apocalypse. And the worst part, you justify it. You're like, well, these are on sale. I would be irresponsible not to buy them. No, babe, it would be responsible to walk away. But we're not going to do that. And you know what the worst lie is? When you buy snacks and tell yourself they are for the house. I'm buying these cookies for when people come over. Nobody's coming over. You don't even like having people over. Those cookies are for you, and you're going to eat all of them by Thursday. Or you buy the family size bag of chips and tell yourself this will last all week. You know the truth. It will not last all week. It will last one night. Maybe two if you have self-control. Which, let's be honest, you don't. Because once you open that bag, it's over. You're committed. You're in a relationship with those chips now. And it's going to end with an empty bag and regret. And then there's a healthy snack lie. You buy things like rice cakes or veggie chips or those weird protein bars that taste like cardboard. Which reminds me of some very healthy chips not chips, cookies that I got some years ago at church on a Saturday. Those were the healthiest cookies, and I could not eat one tiny cookie. Oh my God. Literal cardboard. So you tell yourself, I'm going to snack on these instead of junk food. You're not going to snack on those. those are going to sit in your pantry unopened for 6 months. Meanwhile, you're eating regular chips because those regular chips are good and rice cakes taste like air. But you keep buying them because buying them makes you feel healthy, even if you never actually eat them. And then, oh, and then you get to the checkout. You look at your cart, you look at your budget, and you realize you've completely abandoned the plan. You came in for milk and eggs. You're leaving with $150 worth of groceries you don't need and a tub of ice cream you are definitely going to eat in one sitting. And as you're loading everything onto the belt, you start doing the mental math. Okay, this is fine. I needed most of this. The kale was necessary. The cookies were on sale. The ice cream is essential. But then the total comes up $187.43. Hmm, what? How did this happen? You had a list, you had a budget, but somehow you managed to spend almost $200 on groceries and you still don't have anything to make for dinner tonight. Because here's the thing, you bought ingredients, you bought the kale, the chicken breast, the quinoa, but you didn't buy anything that goes together. You didn't think about actual meals. So now you have a fridge full of random items that don't make sense as a cohesive dish. You've got chicken, but no seasoning. You've got pasta, but no sauce. You've got vegetables, but no plan. So, what are you going to do for dinner tonight? Order takeout? The groceries can wait. You'll figure that out tomorrow. But here's the kicker, you do this every single time. Every time you go to the grocery store, you tell yourself it's going to be different. You're going to stick to the list. You're going to be smart. And every time you leave with regret and snacks. And you know what makes it worse? Worse, the impulse buys at the checkout line. You're standing there waiting. You've already spent too much. You know you've spent too much. But then you see it. The candy bars, the magazines, the mini hand sanitizers in cute little bottles. And you think, well, I'm already over budget. What's another $3? That's how they get you. You came in for the groceries. You were leaving with a tabloid magazine, 2 candy bars, and the lip balm you didn't know you needed until you saw it. And here's what really kills me. Grocery stores are designed to make you do this. They put the essentials, milk, eggs, bread, at the back of the store. So you have to walk past everything else to get to them. They put the candy at the kid eye level so your children will beg for it. They pump the smell of fresh baked bread through the vents to make you hungry. They play slow music so you walk slower and see more products. It's a psychological trap, and we fall for it every single time. But honestly, I think that's okay. I think we need to stop beating ourselves up for not being perfect at the grocery store. Like, yeah, maybe you bought vegetables you're not going to eat. Maybe you spent too much on chips, but you know what? You're trying, and that counts for something. You went to the grocery store, you bought food, you're feeding yourself. That's more than some people do. That's something. And if you waste some kale along the way, so be it. You're learning. You're figuring out what works for you and what doesn't. Because here's the truth, meal planning is hard. Cooking is hard. Eating healthy is hard. And it's even harder when you're tired, when you're stressed, when you're just trying to get through the week. So if the only thing you managed to do this week was buy groceries, even if half of them go bad, that's still something. You showed up, you tried, and that matters. So next time you're at the grocery store, lying to yourself about meal prep and healthy eating, just own it. Buy the kale if it makes you feel good. Buy the ice cream because you deserve it. Buy the butternut squash, even though you have no idea what to do with it. Live your truth. Embrace your delusions. And when the kale turns to sludge in 2 weeks, throw it away without shame. We're all doing our best out here, and sometimes our best involves a lot of wasted produce and impulse candy bar purchases. And you know what? That's okay. That's all for today's episode of Raggedy Ass Bitch TV. If you've got a grocery store story that haunts you, I don't want to hear it. Just know you're not alone. Next episode, we're talking about the chaos of trying to make plans when everyone has a different definition of soon. So buckle up. Until then, stay raggedy, stay fed, and remember, frozen pizza counts as meal prep. Peace.